Hi students, this is Dr. Winterbottom. I'm getting ready to release the quiz for Monday for the assigned reading on some key sections of Chapter 8, Comparing and Contrasting. I'm making this short screen video to offer you a few helpful tips and show you around the week 9 folder, which I am linking to this announcement. So let's go over there. All right, so this is the week 9 folder. And as you know, on Wednesday, we didn't meet because of my injury, and I thank you for your patience with that. I gave you a reading assignment in Chapter 8, and I let you know exactly which sections of the reading to focus on. So that those notes are here. I also added an item from Section 8-3. You're going to be able to skip almost everything at 8-3 except a student writing example at the very, very bottom of that page, and it's called Student Writing Kindle versus iPad, and I will show it to you. There is one question on the quiz about analyzing the rhetorical star, and it's a pretty straightforward question. And then there are a few questions about 8.5 applying the qualities. It's the steps in the writing process. And there's a picture of a diagram I want you to look at. And I'll show it to you. There's also one question that's going to refer to something we haven't looked at yet. When I see you guys on Wednesday of this week, we're going to spend some time looking at a few music videos, and it's a bunch of different artists, musical artists, and each of them is performing their own version of the same song. And so we're going to look at those in class on Wednesday and talk about them, and we'll write things on the board. I'm probably going to have you guys help me with that because I can't use my right hand. But what I've done is I've shared 3 of them here in case you want to peek at them. In one of the quiz questions, I make a reference to the Leon Russell and the Christina Aguilera version of the song. You don't really have to watch the whole video, but you could. They're pretty short and they're kind of enjoyable. I just included those so that you could refer to them if you want to. All right, so here's the link to the quiz. Why don't we go look at it quickly? And I'm making this video on Sunday the 23rd. This quiz is intended as our work for tomorrow, Monday the 24th. I have to go to a doctor's appointment, so we won't be having a class meeting, as you know. But I'm going to release the quiz on Sunday afternoon in case that gives some students a little more flexibility and more time to work at it at your leisure. Okay, so here is what the quiz is going to look like. This is a reading quiz on Chapter 8 in our book, Comparing and Contrasting. The quiz questions will only deal with, forgive me, 4 sections of the reading, mostly Section 8.2, part of 8.3, part of 8.4. There's really only one question from 8.4, and then a few questions from 8.5. The quiz is open note and open book. So when you get to it, you'll click on it, and then you'll see some instructions, and it's what I just mentioned to you, the sections that the questions will focus on. The quiz is open note and open book. And then I'm going to remind you about how to pull up the reading so that you can have that open in another tab. So what I recommend is you probably want to do this before you enter the quiz, but you can come right over here in the control panel, see where it says readings right there. Click on that and then just scroll down to here, chapter 8, comparing and contrasting. Click on that. Let's go ahead and open up the reading so that you can have it open in another tab on your computer. And then it's completely fine. The quiz is open book, so it's completely fine for you to click back and forth. So this is the first page of the chapter. And then if you click over to 8.2, qualities of comparison and contrast writing, several of the first few questions on the quiz will be from this section. So let's go over here, and I'm going to just go back to the week 9 folder, or if you wanted to, you could just go to this thing over here called quizzes and tests, but I'm just going to use the link that's in here. Link to the quizzes, gonna go into the quiz. Okay, so you will find the ebook through Connect. You can use this folder here called readings. Do that before you start the quiz. There is now a folder called readings. You can also use the table of contents to access. Once you're in the reading, you can use the table of contents to look at any chapter or section. You may have up to 3 attempts at the quiz, and Blackboard, if you take it more than once, what Blackboard will do is it will average those scores, right? So, you know, if you missed 6 points the first time you took the quiz, and then you took it a second time and you got a perfect score, it's going to average those 2 scores, right? Okay, so you'll see that it says this test can be saved and resumed later. This test allows multiple attempts. So what we'll do is when you're ready, you're going to click begin, and you'll see the same instructions again. It says this test allows 3 attempts. This is attempt number 1. The test can be resumed later. And the first question, it starts with section 8-2 of the chapter called Qualities of Comparison and Contrast Writing. So see here, I've got the reading open in another tab. I can click right over, I can review that material, and then I can click back over to my quiz. And my first question is, this section begins by instructing us somewhere in the first paragraph to mention what? So then I'll go back, I'll look at it, and I'll make my choice based on what I think is correct. And then I'll just give you a quick glance at what the, what the quiz questions look like. There was one question that dealt with those song performances. I wonder where that is. It's right here. That's the only question that deals with that. It's asking you whether this item here would be a block style arrangement, a lens or keyhole style arrangement, or a point by point style. And then you keep going. And then, oh, I wanted to also show you when you get to the part that's about 8-3. Let's see where that is. Here it is. In section 8-3, when you scroll most of the way to the bottom of the page, you'll find student writing, Kindle versus iPad. So here's what I wanted to show you about that. When you're in the reading and you go to that page, you're going to scroll way, 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 way down to the bottom of the page. So you can skip most of what's in this section. We are only looking for the very, very last item way, way down at the bottom, and it's called Student Writing, Kindle versus iPad. So there's a few questions about that, okay? And you'll see that section starts at question 11, all right? And then there's one question about 8-4 about the rhetorical star. And then after that, you're going to go to section 8-5. and it's called Applying the Qualities of Comparison and Contrast Rating, and you'll see that it deals with the 7 steps of the rating process, and they're right there, and there's a question about that diagram. And then there's just some questions about these steps, which you'll be familiar with because we've discussed them before. But in this case, it's like specifically applying them to compare and contrast rating. All right, so that's the quiz, and your questions should get saved automatically, but you can also save them as you go. And like, let's say you get interrupted halfway through the quiz and you don't want to lose your work, you can just click Save All Answers, and it will save your partially completed quiz, and you can come back and finish it later. All right, so that's it. And I wish you great luck on the quiz. I'm sure you're going to do fabulous. If you have any questions, send me an email. And again, tomorrow, Monday, we do not have class. This quiz is the work that's in place of us meeting. I have to go to a follow-up appointment, but I do plan on seeing you guys on Wednesday. And you have plenty of time to take this quiz. You could take it on Sunday afternoon if you want. You could take it anytime on Monday. If you get busy on Monday and you end up wanting to take it on Tuesday, that's okay too. All right, so you have plenty of time to take the quiz, and you're welcome to take it up to 3 times if you like. All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys soon.